brought into the houses of God, which the Levites who kept the doors had gathered from the hand of Manasseh and Ephraim, from all the remnant of Israel, from all Judah and Benjamin, and which they had brought back to Jerusalem. Then they put it in the hand of the foreman who had the oversight of the house of the Lord, and they gave it to the workmen who worked in the house of the Lord to repair and restore the house. They gave it to the craftsmen and builders to buy hewn stone and timber for beams, and to floor the houses which the kings of Judah had destroyed. We'll conclude our reading at this point. The book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 34, verse 11. You've been listening to
The following program is intended for listeners who are blind, have low vision, or have another print disability, which makes reading, holding a book, or turning a page difficult or impossible. The content is copyrighted by the respective publishers. For more information, please visit us on the web at nfradioreading.org.
Hello, this is Dave, and for the next half hour, I'll be reading from the July 14th issue of the Challenger Community News on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Buffalo's 6th annual Jamaican Market Festival returns. Come out Saturday, July 18th in Larkin Square and experience the culture, food, live music, and family fun. The vibrant colors, rhythms, and flavors of Jamaica return to the heart of Buffalo as Chef Darian Bryan presents the 6th annual Jamaican Market Festival on Saturday, July 18th from 3 p.m. until 8 p.m. at Larkin Square. What began as a small community gathering has grown into one of Buffalo's most anticipated summer cultural celebrations, welcoming thousands of guests each year from across Western New York and beyond. Proudly presented by Independent Health and KeyBank, with West Her serving as the exclusive culture tent sponsor, the festival celebrates Jamaican heritage while bringing together people of all backgrounds through food, music, art, and community. It is a festival for everyone. Chef Darian Bryan continues to bring together a dynamic mix of authentic Caribbean cuisine, local businesses, cultural experiences, and live entertainment that creates an unforgettable day for families, food lovers, artists, students, and visitors alike. This year's festival features a first-time meet and greet with Chef Darian from 3:30 to 4 p.m. First come, first serve. As for the duration of the festival that kicks off at 3 p.m., there will be the Jamaican Market Experience with authentic Caribbean favorites including jerk chicken, rasta pasta, estravich fish, patties, fried plantains, tropical beverages, and more. More than 70 local vendors offering artisan crafts, skincare, books, baked goods, jewelry, clothing, and specialty products. Live music and entertainment throughout the afternoon by DJ Ruption and the Cove and Mill Pirates Band. The West Hair Culture Tent features Jamaican history and music, along with children's activities from Dreamy Buffalo, including crafts, coloring books, games, and hands-on cultural experiences. Enjoy a welcoming, family-friendly atmosphere that celebrates community, diversity, and Caribbean culture. Well done, thy good and faithful servant. Services set for Pastor Arthur H. Boyd. Reverend Arthur H. Boyd, beloved President and CEO of Group Ministries Incorporated and a pastor of Second Chance Ministries Church in Buffalo, made his heavenly transition while visiting with relatives out of town on July 5th. A wake will be held on Friday, July 17th at 10 a.m. at the Elim Christian Fellowship, 70 Chalmers Avenue. A funeral service will also be held on Friday, July 17th at 11 a.m. at the same location, followed by burial at the Forest Lawn Cemetery, 411 Delaware Avenue. Beyond his role as clergy, Pastor Boyd was a pillar of strength and compassion within our community. Pastor Boyd's presence and wisdom inspired those who knew him to uphold values of compassion and inclusivity in all our endeavors. Indeed, Pastor Boyd will be remembered for the profound impact he had on the lives of countless individuals, especially in his work with the nonprofit organization he co-founded with his loving wife, Michelle. Group Ministries stands for God Recognizes Our Ultimate Potential, Incorporated. Group valiantly served our community as a lighthouse in the storm of HIV/AIDS, and most recently, the fight against fentanyl and opioid overdose. Group also provides a food pantry and other vital resources. He described Group's mission as servicing the community to all, the lost, least, and the last. A brief statement upon his passing from Group Ministries read, "With heavy hearts, we join the family, friends, and congregation in mourning the passing of Pastor Arthur H. Boyd, a true leader, teacher, mentor, a man of unwavering faith. Pastor Boyd dedicated his life to serving God and uplifting others with wisdom, compassion, and love. His legacy will continue to live on through the countless lives he touched, the lessons he taught, and the hope he inspired. Those who knew Arthur Boyd will remember moments of kindness, warmth, and presence. Though words cannot fully capture his life, the legacy of connections and experiences remains. Arthur's absence will be deeply felt by those who valued his companionship, leadership, and friendship. He was a community leader in the truest sense of the word and a great supporter of the Challenger. We share in his family's profound grief and offer our deepest, most sincere, and heartfelt condolences. May his soul forever be in the eternal fields of peace." Concerned citizens petitioning the Buffalo Bills to retain O.J. Simpson on their team's Wall of Fame. A group of concerned citizens is holding a press conference Friday to announce a petition drive asking the Buffalo Bills to reconsider the organization's decision to admit former professional and college football Halls of Fame running back O.J. Simpson from inclusion in the team's Wall of Fame and Family Circle features, which will be on display at the new Highmark Stadium. It was announced recently the Buffalo Bills that Simpson was not a fit for the Family Circle honor and that his name and jersey number would also be removed from the Wall of Fame. While Simpson's latter-year legal troubles were not specifically cited by the Bills, this group of concerned citizens cites widespread sentiment that omitting Simpson from the Bills' legacy is revisionism. The group believes that it is unfair to Simpson's children as well as to legions of Buffalo Bills fans, some of whom vividly recollect Simpson's athletic prowess and his on-field excellence. O.J. Simpson was the first running back in NFL history to reach 2,000 yards rushing in one season, and he was also selected as league MVP in 1973. During his 9 seasons as a Buffalo Bill, he rushed for 10,183 yards and scored 57 touchdowns. It is undeniable that O.J. Simpson, who in 1980 was the first former Buffalo Bill to be enshrined on the team's Wall of Fame, helped elevate the team to national prominence. The press conference will be held Friday, July 10th at 11 a.m. at the Johnny B. Wiley Sports Pavilion. The Concerned Citizens Group petition is located at change.org. To sign, visit https:// c.org/BHDSLJLWCS. This piece is written by Kelly Dumas. I Built Anyway, a Juneteenth reflection on truth, liberation, and reclaiming my narrative. I was fired, not because I stopped showing up, not because I stopped fighting for the people we served, not because I stopped believing in the mission. I was fired after years of advocating for racial equity, raising concerns about the treatment of black leaders, and refusing to remain silent in rooms where silence would have been easier. 3 years ago in June, I lost my job. This June, the New York State Division of Human Rights found probable cause to believe discrimination and retaliation may have occurred. For nearly 3 years, I carried the weight of that experience in silence. I questioned myself. I wondered if I was good enough. I wondered if perhaps I should have navigated things differently, spoken differently, fought differently. That is what happens when you spend years trying to survive in systems that make you question your own reality. I worked for the largest behavioral health organization in the region for more than 11 years, eventually serving as chief operating officer. I didn't simply work there. I built programs, supported staff, advocated for communities, and fought for systems that better reflected the values we claim to uphold. I believed deeply in the mission. I believed behavioral health organizations should lead with compassion, integrity, and courage. When the organization committed itself to racial equity initiatives, I embraced the work wholeheartedly. I believed that if we were willing to confront uncomfortable truths, meaningful change was possible. As black leaders advanced within the organization, I watched resistance grow. I listened as black leaders were described as intimidating, incompetent, or unqualified. I witnessed grievances processes that seemed to function as tools of harassment rather than accountability. I sat with black colleagues who questioned whether they belonged in spaces they had rightfully earned with their place within. I raised concerns again and again and again. I advocated for systems to protect leaders from the backlash that often accompanies equity work. I pushed for conversations that many preferred to avoid. I fought for fairness in compensation, support, and opportunity. I took blows in boardrooms that people never saw. I shed tears in private that people never knew about. I carried the emotional labor of supporting other black leaders while trying to navigate my own pain. I stayed because I believed the work mattered. There is no way to adequately describe what being fired felt like. The humiliation, the confusion, the heartbreak, the anger, the grief. Because here's what people don't always understand about workplace discrimination. Sometimes the deepest wound isn't losing the job, it's realizing that the institution you poured your heart into was unwilling to protect you when it mattered most. For nearly 3 years I waited, and in that waiting I continued to build. I founded Dumas Rise Providers to support clinicians of color and expand access to culturally responsive mental health care. I mentored emerging leaders. I trained professionals. I developed youth wellness initiatives. I continued showing up for my community. I built anyway. As I reflect during this Juneteenth season, I cannot ignore the significance of receiving this probable cause determination during a month dedicated to liberation. Juneteenth commemorates the moment when people who had been legally free for years were finally told the truth. Liberation often arrives long after the harm. It doesn't erase what happened. It doesn't restore lost time, but it acknowledges reality. This June, nearly 3 years after I was fired, an independent state agency reviewed my complaint, heard witnesses, examined evidence, and determined that there was probable cause to believe discrimination and retaliation may have occurred. I do not know how this process will ultimately end. The case will continue. There will be additional steps, but this part matters deeply because healing requires truth. For years, I carried this story quietly. I carried the shame that was never mine to hold. I carried the burden of wondering whether anyone would believe me or care. I no longer carry that burden. Telling my story publicly is part of my healing. Releasing it is part of my liberation. This is not about revenge. It is not about bitterness. It is about reclaiming my narrative. I refuse to be defined only by what happened to me. I want to be remembered for what I built despite it. You are listening to a reading of articles and features from the Challenger Community News on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. The Buffalo and Erie County Botanical Gardens is offering $7.16 admission to the Butterfly Experience on 716 Day. Visitors can enjoy admission to the Buffalo and Erie County Botanical Gardens for just $7.16 in honor of 716 Day. Admission to the popular Butterfly Experience is included with admission on this special discounted day. The Buffalo and Erie County Botanical Gardens is offering a reduced admission price of just $7.16 in honor of the community-wide celebration of 716 Day on Thursday, July 16th. The live butterfly experience is included with the reduced admission and will be open all day from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For tickets to the butterfly experience are on sale now at buffalogardens.com. The butterfly experience is presented by M&T Bank. The butterfly experience will be available to enjoy at a discounted admission price of just $7.16 in honor of the community-wide celebration of 716 Day. The butterfly experience is included with admission and welcomes visitors near and far to immerse themselves in the winged world of butterflies inside the Botanical Gardens Historic Conservatory. Visitors will be able to get up close and personal with a flock of live butterflies flying high, low, and here and there. The experience allows the public to be surrounded by hundreds of butterflies that are native to the continental United States to capture the beauty and magic of the butterflies, while also learning about the important role that pollinators play in their ecosystems. The experience will be open from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Thursday, July 16th, and is open daily through July 26, 2026. Pre-purchase tickets are highly recommended. The butterfly experience is free for Botanical Garden members, but all attendees must have a ticket. The overall visit time is expected to be between 1 and 1.5 hours. The expected time in the butterfly space is approximately 15 minutes, though guests are welcome to re-enter the butterfly house as many times as they would like during their visit. This window provides plenty of time to see the butterflies and capture the magic of this special experience with candid photos and selfies. While touching and holding the butterflies is not permitted, there is a chance that they briefly land on visitors, making for an exciting photo opportunity. The Buffalo and Erie County Botanical Gardens also notes that their butterflies are sourced from the USDA certified butterfly farms in Florida, Kentucky, and South Carolina. Their butterflies have been raised specifically for educational purposes. The Botanical Gardens has provided a full list of what visitors can expect, guidelines, policies, and more at buffalogardens.com. Guests are encouraged to follow the Botanical Gardens social media channels on Facebook and Instagram for updates, news, and content. Guests are also encouraged to share their photos on social media and tag at Buffalo Botanical Gardens and use hashtag FlutterByBuffalo when posting. The butterfly experience is included with regular admission to the Botanical Gardens. Tickets are expected to sell quickly and are available to purchase now. The butterfly experience will open daily through July 26th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tickets on 716 Day are just $7.16 for both adults and kids on Thursday, July 16th. All other days through the experience, tickets are $21 for adults, $19 for students and seniors age 62 and up, $9.50 for kids ages 3 to 12, and kids 2 and under the Botanical Garden members are free but must have a ticket. This is Rise Up Right highlights in sports. The Buffalo Bills offseason has shown a lot of sports enthusiasts that there are some weak links that need to be addressed. We could lead off this conversation with the press conference that Buffalo Bills owner Terry Pegula and Buffalo Bills general manager Brandon Beane were involved in that led to players and coaches being thrown under the bus. We could talk about the ownership's questionable organizational moves and promoting Brandon Beane, president of football operations, and the head coach promotion that was given to Joe Brady, an offensive coordinator who looked like he started losing steam as it pertained to the offensive play calling. Just as important, we could cite the obvious issue with the Buffalo Bills taking O.J. Simpson's name off the Wall of Fame as the Bills look to play inside of their newly built stadium. The biggest concern and issue, not only for the reasoning for taking his name off the Wall of Fame, but the time in which it is being done. O.J. Simpson, who is now deceased, is having his name taken off a Wall of Fame that he was on while living. O.J. Simpson is also enshrined in the College Football Hall of Fame and is an NFL Hall of Famer. The other question that proceeds from this horrible decision: could anyone honestly talk about the history of this team without including Simpson's greatness? The decision to take O.J. Simpson off the Wall of Fame is synonymous with the political environment currently trying to erase Black African American history. If you aren't trying to be the solution, then you are part of the problem. If we as a culture do not stand for something, we will fall for anything. Bills Mafia, do not allow these people to erase the very greatness of history that was created by O.J. Simpson. The Buffalo Sabres offseason. The Buffalo Sabres have been very busy this offseason after a very successful season that led to hockey fans to witness the Sabres making the playoffs for the first time in 15 seasons. The Sabres have been looking to build upon said success by making the following moves during this offseason. Buffalo Sabres signed Peyton Krebs to a 4-year, $18 million contract extension. Zach Benson was signed to a 7-year extension. Ole Zellweger signed a 3-year deal with the Sabres. Matt Vallata was signed to a 1-year deal from the Tucson Roadrunners of the AHL affiliate of the Utah Mammoth. Aidan McDonough was signed to a 1-year deal from the AHL Wilkes-Barre Scranton. Dennis Gilbert and Connor Sheary were signed to 1-year deals. Trevor Kuntar signed a 2-year deal. Beck Melenstein was signed to a 6-year contract. Alex Tuck was traded to Washington for a 3rd-round pick. Jordan Greenway and Bowen Byram were traded to the Chicago Blackhawks in exchange for the 4th and 45th picks overall in this past NHL draft and obtained defenseman Louis Crevier. Lindy Ruff was extended 2 more seasons. For more sports news and events, the Monday night Late Night Madness show is on the Rise Up Family YouTube. Also on Wednesday at 10 p.m., tune into World Class Wednesdays. Come support me every Friday and Saturday night from 10 to 4 a.m. as DJ Chorch lights up the nightlife at Ying's Restaurant at 1460 French Road in West Seneca. Buddy Guy, an American treasure and living blues legend, celebrates his 90th birthday in the Queen City as part of the nationwide Buddy Guy 90 tour. There are musicians who play the blues, and then there are the rare monumental figures who defined the genre itself. Buddy Guy, an undeniable American treasure and living legend, is celebrating a historic milestone. Soul of Buffalo sponsors Buddy Guy in concert as part of the Buddy Guy 90 tour at the historic Kleinhans Music Hall, Saturday, July 18th at 7 p.m. Buffalo music fans will have the rare opportunity to witness history in the making. Known for his raw emotion, mind-bending showmanship, and blistering guitar work, Buddy Guy's performance at Kleinhans promises an unforgettable evening filled with timeless classics and certainly music from his Grammy award-winning album Ain't Done with the Blues, and music from the 4 times Oscar award-winning film Sinners, where Guy appeared in the film as elderly musician Sammy Moore and performed Travelin'. Anticipating this milestone celebration, Buddy Guy shares, "Can't wait to celebrate 90 years of living, loving, and playing the blues with all my friends. We'll make it a night not just for me, but for the folks who taught us, the friends we've played with, and the ones coming behind us." Soul of Buffalo owner Rob Falgiano said, "It will be an amazing, emotional evening with his first appearance at the legendary venue Kleinhans Music Hall. We are excited to celebrate Buddy Guy's lifelong impact on the American blues music." Talia Johnson Huff explains, "As the host and executive producer of Blueprint the Culture Radio, it is an incredible honor to talk with Buddy Guy, a black man whose blueprint spans generations, whose tenacity, creativity, and ability to build differently has helped shape Western American music around the world." Listen to Blueprint the Culture Radio Thursday, July 16th at 11:30 a.m. for an exclusive, intimate conversation with Buddy Guy on WUFO 1080 AM and Power 96.5 WYN and online at power96radio.com and stream live on Facebook at facebook.com/blueprinttheculture. The official after party will be held at Deco Lounge in downtown at 69 Delaware Avenue inside the Goldwyn Athletic Club. Building opens until 2 a.m. All concert ticket holders will receive one free drink on the house. Tickets are available at kleinhansbuffalo.org or 716-885-5000. Purchase early and don't miss. The 22nd Annual Queen City Jazz Fest will be held on Saturday, July 25th, 2026 from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Lafayette Square, 415 Main Street, Buffalo. Featured artists will be Khalil Kwame Bell, Special EFX with Chile Minucci, RSM Band, Gabaza Band, Sharia Nadayo, and the Enchanted Sounds. That's the 22nd Annual Queen City Jazz Fest, Saturday, July 25th, 2026, from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Lafayette Square. Here are some of the events scheduled coming up for summertime in beautiful Buffalo. Thursday, July 16th, the 716 Community Unity Day at MLK Park from 3 to 7 p.m. Free food, vendors, and more. Thursday, July 16th, Healing by the Water, free concert featuring Denisha Osborne, a powerhouse vocalist known for her soulful, emotionally charged performance. Healing by the Water is every Thursday through September 10th from 5 to 8 p.m. at Freedom Park, foot of Ferry. Food, fun, music, and culture. Friday, Saturday, July 17th, 18th, and 19th, the 55th Annual Grease Pole Festival. Augustin Pucho Alvencia Community Center, 261 Swan Street. Live bands, DJs, and food. Saturday, July 18th, Chef Darian Bryan presents the 6th Annual Jamaican Market Festival from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Larkin Square. Saturday, July 18th through August 18th and September 12th, DJC's House Music on the Water kicks at Freedom Park, 1170 Niagara Street from 4 p.m. Good people, good music, good vibes. Bring your lawn chairs and prepare to dance. Saturday and Sunday, July 18th and 19th, the East Side Garden Walk from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can find that on eastsidegardenwalk.com and Facebook. It's at MLK Park near Fillmore and North Parade headquarters. Saturday, July 25th from 2 to 8 p.m. is Gospel Fest 2026 at Martin Luther King Park. Special guest, national recording artists, the Windy City Spiritual Airs, America's gospel group, and a host of celebrity vocalists. You have been listening to a reading of articles and features from the July 14th issue of the Challenger Community News. We read from the Challenger Community News every Saturday at 8:30 a.m. Your reader has been Dave. Thank you for listening.
Coming up next in the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service, we have a reading of the Batavia Daily News. Following that at 10 o'clock is the East Aurora Advertiser, and at 11 we have the Niagara Gazette. Stay with us for these readings and more throughout the day. The following program is intended for listeners who are blind, have low vision, or have another print disability which makes reading, holding a book, or turning a page difficult or impossible. The content is copyrighted by the respective publishers. For more information, please visit us on the web at nfradioreading.org.
Hello, this is Will Evans, and for the next hour, I'll be reading from the July 16th, 2026 issues of the Batavia Daily News on the Niagara Frontier Radio Reading Service. Leading off, our headline is Orange Skies in Western New York. Health warnings continue as wildfire smoke arrives. Like a science fiction movie, traffic navigated Main Street at 5 p.m. Wednesday using headlights beneath orange-brown skies. A musty odor was faintly detectable outdoors. The unearthly environment marked the return of wildfire